You know what's nuts? The grape variety in this wine is called Tréssallier, and there are just under 75 acres planted to this grape variety in the whole world. All right, so Domaine de Bérioles is coming from an area in the Loire Valley called Pourçain, Saint Pourçain, for all of us English-speaking wine lovers. Pourçain is really like far east in the Loire Valley. It is a obscure winemaking region. I had never heard of it until about a couple years ago. And Tréssallier is an indigenous variety to that area. Tréssallier is to me, tastes like a cross between Chardonnay from Chablis, so very mineral, with a Chenin Blanc and Sauvignon Blanc, kind of this weird ménage à trois of characteristics from those three varieties. So this has a little bit of weight to it, which for me falls into that Chardonnay camp, even Sauvignon Blanc in riper vintages. It has an herbaceous note to it like Sauvignon Blanc does. And then there's this funkiness and great acidity that Chenin Blanc would have. Now the reason that I bring that up is that if you like any of those varieties, chances are you're really gonna enjoy this wine. It is a indigenous variety that fell by the wayside due to the industrialization of the wine industry of the world. Everyone understood Chardonnay, so Chardonnay proliferates, right? And I mentioned this in the red wine video, but as Americans, we tend to drink grapes based on the variety. We tend to drink wines based on the variety. So I like a Pinot Noir, I like a Chardonnay. Well, if you say that to someone in France, that's kind of like saying you like music. So they're gonna look at you and say, well, what kind of music do you want? Do you wanna listen to punk rock? Do you wanna listen to death metal? Do you wanna listen to country? Do you wanna listen to rap? Grapes are a lot like people. They're incredibly complex and expressive, and it depends. You know, you meet someone from New York is gonna be radically different than someone from Alabama versus someone from Hawaii. So when you are talking about wine in terms of the French mentality, it's the location that matters, and that location is going to give you an indicator of what you can expect to taste. And if you hate Chardonnay or you don't prefer Sauvignon Blanc, my argument is always, you just haven't had one that is really good. So you just don't like bad Sauvignon Blanc, or you don't like bad Chardonnay. So Tréssallier from the family is, they're trying to revitalize it because it's an important piece of their identity, their cultural identity, which is really, really cool. Now, another way that I like to describe this wine is that it kind of tastes like a salty sun tea with just the perfect amount of lemon squeezed in. So let's taste it. The sun tea thing is wild. It is so spot on in a descriptor. I can't think about how to describe it in any other way. This makes me think of summertime. This reminds me of my childhood when my mom would make the sun tea because my grandfather was coming over for lunch. It is crazy. And then there's that association too of it's refreshing, it's warm weather wine. That brininess that comes in, you don't necessarily smell it, but when you taste it, there's the sun tea, the lemon comes through like Meyer lemon. I would say golden apple, that saltiness. And then on the tail end, there's almost like a sense of caramelization, which for me is how I taste weight in a wine. That caramelization means, okay, yeah, it's a little bit broader shouldered, which means that it's gonna be great with seafood. It's gonna be great with raw seafood. It's gonna be great with a salad. We can do chicken with this. Pizza, pasta, soups. If you're doing a bouillabaisse, this would be incredible. But this is a warm weather wine, absolutely hands down. It is a celebration of a culture. It's a celebration of a place and a time. It's a celebration of a family that is fighting to bring back something that was wildly important throughout history. And because of, again, that industrialization approach that, hey, Chardonnay grows everywhere, Chardonnay has brand recognition, let's just make Chardonnay. What a boring reality if that's the only thing that we get to drink in perpetuity for the rest of our lives. Rather, this idea of the curiosity that leads you to this rabbit hole where you're going, oh man, this has those qualities of those other grape varieties I like, but it's something new. It's something to get excited about. I hope you get to drink this wine as the sun is setting with a great meal in front of you outside. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Cheers.